quick. Father Christian and I are here to hopefully try to get y'all to come out to Mass tomorrow morning, 7:15, yeah?
7:15 tomorrow morning. All are welcome. It's our Pack the Chapel. So literally we want to pack the chapel, and a great opportunity too in this time of finals to come and pray, bring your intentions. And speaking of intentions, we have a special intention for tomorrow's Mass.
We talked a couple days ago about Mr. Joe O'Donnell, who passed away this week. Oh, last week. Last week, and he was a teacher here and at St. Gilbert's.
Correct.
I asked some teachers about some things, stories that they remember about him. He was such a great guy. Like I said last week, he was a huge Cubs fan. Mr. Paisley actually echoed those sentiments as well, saying that no one no one was more happy about the Cubs winning the World Series than Joe O'Donnell, which is pretty cool. Mrs. Gilly, she talked about how one day that she found a T-shirt in her mailbox. It said the best game on earth was played on Wednesday night in Cleveland. This was the T-shirt that that talked about the Cubs. That was the Cubs championship game. It was a note from Mr. O'Donnell. He had bumped into Sue at the game that's a few months earlier. Yeah, and kind of found out, which is awesome. But the best story, I think, Mrs. Burkhalter says, when Mr. O'Donnell came for an interview at Carmel, on the way upstairs, we bumped into a former St. Gilbert's student who exclaimed, "Mr. O'Donnell, it's so good to see you. Did you know that I'm earning an A in the highest math class Carmel has to offer, and I owe it all to you. I loved your class." So just kind of like the impact that he had. I mean, just incredible.
And speaking of impact, absolutely, Mr. O'Donnell, I think, really had an impact in so many people's lives as students. He loved them. And so, again, tomorrow, Mass is also for him, everybody. All are welcome. It's Pack the Chapel, 7:15 a.m. before school. We'll be done in 30 minutes. But really, Mr. O'Donnell is a legendary man, and it'll be awesome to come together to pray for him and his family.
Yeah. So Carmel, or CDN will be right back.
Welcome back, Carmel. I'm Olivia Bantz.
And I'm Chris Christan.
Come support our fine arts students at the Fall Arts Exhibition in the Fine Arts Wing from 6 to 8 tonight. All are welcome, so bring family and friends. Enter through door N at McKinley Avenue. Entertainment will be provided by Carmel's Jazz Combo.
Today's Distress Fest activities include a positive affirmation table in the lounge and all lunchways. There also continues to be quiet, relaxing activities in the CCRC and MCC.
Do you want to become a mental health leader in our school? Join the Erica's Lighthouse Teen Empowerment Club this afternoon for a mental health leader training and general club meeting. Hot chocolate and cookies will be served. Meeting will take place in room 305 at 2:05.
In addition to these events, all are welcome to play intramural basketball after school today in the Salvi.
The wrestling team needs people to keep score and run clocks on Saturday, December 16th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. in the Salvi Arena. Lunch will be provided. Stop by room 105 if you can help.
Next week is a busy one with a special schedule on Monday and Tuesday. Monday there will be a late start starting at 9:34 and you will attend classes B, E, F, and G. Then on Tuesday there will again be a late start, but you will only attend classes A, D, and C, with school releasing at 1:56.
Then on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, final exams will take place. The schedule is as followed. On December 20th, A, B, and C exams will take place. Then on the 21st, D and E exams. Then on the 22nd, F and G exams, with all exams taking 90 minutes.
Remember, tomorrow is the last day to meet your street scenes funding. Students who do not meet their fundraising requirement for street scenes will see a fee added to their January billing statement, so get those ticket orders in.
Tonight in the Kathy A. Nemmers Welcome Center, an Advent journey with an evening of reflection and music will be held from 7 to 8:30. All are welcome. Registration is encouraged but not required. We will have Father Christian on later to talk about this.
Now, an interview with Emerson Canalang and CJ George on robotics upcoming meet after the break.
Thank you, Carissa. I'm Emerson Canalang and this is CJ George. This Sunday, Carmel's robotics teams will go to Lakes Community High School for their second meet of the season. This meet will be broadcasted live on CDN around 11 a.m. So CJ, you've been in robotics here for 3 years. How's your team gotten better at working together compared to previous years?
I think the first year I was here, we worked together really well and we performed the best out of my past 2 seasons that year. Last season there was a lot of fighting, but we've moved ahead of that and now we're working together probably the best we ever have and have one of the best robots I've ever seen.
That's pretty cool. What was the biggest challenge you faced in the first meet?
The biggest challenge of the first meet was partially the pairings we had. I feel like we got a little bit unlucky with our pairings. We got paired with the push bot quite a bit. But other than that, we did really well when we look at our end game points with being able to lift our robot consistently. This time we're coming in with the ability to launch a paper airplane and lift the robot, a stronger autonomous, and what is going to be a stronger driver-controlled period.
That's pretty good. And what is the most amazing car in your car collection?
It's not my car collection, it's my grandpa's cars, and his most amazing car would probably have to be his 1979 930 Turbo that I've helped him fix up and get running well again.
That's a sweet car. So now we're going to the desk with Julian Papesh.
Thanks, Emerson. I'm Juliana Papish, and I'm here with Father Christian and Father Martin. So, Father Christian, what is the event going on later today in the Welcome Center?
Yeah, tonight we have a special Advent themed event with Mr. Greg Kozak. I'm blessed to know Mr. Kozak. He's also a parishioner at St. Gilbert, and he's an incredible speaker, and he's very inspirational and inspiring, and he's going to help us journey together in this time of Advent through story and song. And I think we're always, we're a people of stories, and we love hearing stories, and we love music, and it just touches the spirit, the human spirit. And so we're looking forward to that tonight, and all are welcome.
What can everyone expect from this event?
Yeah, I think come with an open mind and heart, and especially as we're preparing to celebrate Christ at Christmas, to allow the Lord to speak to us and help us to find hope and strength as we journey together.
That's nice. So, Father Martin, you'll be doing confessions later today. Why is confession so important during Advent?
It really just nails back to one thing, how you stand with God. So during Advent, we take a time to look in our lives throughout the year and ask yourself, am I being the person God wants me to be? And if not, we have a chance to say, okay, let's have a new beginning, start afresh. So what Advent is all about. Take a deeper look. We're all busy, but slow down, take a deeper look and ask yourself the question, are you the person God wants me to be? If not, there is a chance for forgiveness because God is kind, is merciful. That's why.
Thank you for joining me today, Father Christian, Father Martin. CDN will be right back.
What's your favorite CDN memory?
I guess the winter, the winter party last year when we did Secret Santa was really fun.
Okay. What's your favorite thing about CDN?
Favorite thing about CDN is that I can express myself with skills.
What's your favorite thing about CDN?
My favorite thing about CDN is probably like the work that goes into it and like how fulfilling it is.
What's your role here at CDN?
I'm a host, I'm on the merch team and the booking and stacking team.
What's your favorite thing about CDN?
My favorite thing about CDN is working with the whole entire team and being able to edit this.
I don't know. Christmas party's fun. We do Secret Santa.
I'd say the Christmas party. Leave it on.
CDN. I'm a head script writer. What's your role at CDN?
I do sports.
Marcus, camera. What's your favorite thing about CDN? Yeah, that's for me.
Not being here.
What's your favorite thing about CDN?
My favorite thing about CDN is the community it's built and the skills it's going to teach me further in my life.
What's your role here at CDN?
I make graphics sometimes, and I make sure that the graphics are shown on the TV as the person is talking.
What's your favorite thing about CDN?
I guess just being behind the scenes in the studio. Yeah.
What's your favorite thing about CDN?
Being on camera and off camera.
There are so many more things that go on behind the scenes of CDN than you may realize. For CDN News, I'm Juliana Papish.
Welcome back to CDN. I'm Madison Harris, and this is your Corsair Sports. Yesterday, girls basketball played at St. Viator, and JV lost with a close score of 27 to 25. The varsity won 54 to 31. Now moving on, tomorrow at 3:30, boys varsity wrestling competes at Glenbrook South. Boys basketball plays tomorrow at St. Viator. For CDN News, I'm Madison Harris.
Welcome back. Before we go, we are going to talk about our picks for the Final Four in the NCAA Women's Volleyball Championship that will take place Sunday in Tampa.
A couple intriguing storylines to follow in this strong group of teams are Nebraska's young lineup and Texas's return to the championship after their win last year. Nebraska's starting six consists of no seniors, allowing them to have a returning lineup next season. This causes a big topic of conversation in the volleyball world.
But not nearly as much as the fact Texas has returned to the championship this year after their outstanding win last year. Texas's perseverance this season has really stuck out after their slow start from the season, losing many key players last season. Now, with those big stories from the top two, what team do you think could win it all?
I have to go with Nebraska, as all season they have proven to be a force. From their defense to their high hitting stats, Nebraska is the team that I think could win. What team are you watching, Olivia?
The Texas Longhorns have truly shown what a comeback team they could be. With Asia O'Neal coming back stronger than ever after her struggles in 2020 from an open heart surgery, I feel like she could lead her team to the championship win.
Now, Profe Schwab is talking to a Carmel alum, Jason Kappas, about a video game he developed to help students learn language.
Good morning, Carmel Catholic. I'm here with Jason Kappas, Carmel Catholic class of 2016. Jason is the creator of the language learning video game Newcomer. How's it going, Jason?
It's going well. Thank you for having me.
So can you tell us a little bit about what you've been up to since you graduated Carmel?
Yeah, certainly. So, as you just explained, I graduated in 2016, and then I went to DePaul University for a video game programming major, so I really wanted to get into the game industry. And so my first job out of college was a software engineering job for a car technology company in Dallas. So I mainly worked on SiriusXM software, but in my free time, I would work on prototypes for a language learning game, which ended up being Newcomer, but I saw so much potential in it that I eventually quit my job. This was in early 2022, and I founded this education startup, and I eventually raised about $25,000 through Kickstarter. Wow. That was a big crowdfunding effort. And I've used a lot of that money to develop and get to the point where I am today. And now it's Newcomer is released in beta on PC, iOS, and Android.
So what specifically inspired you to create a language learning video game? It's kind of a niche market, right?
Yeah, totally. Well, when I was in college, I was planning to visit a friend who was studying in Italy. So I was learning Italian at the time, and I wanted to go to Italy and actually be able to, practice speaking with people. But I felt that there was a huge lack of conversation opportunities for my target language, and I noticed that a lot of other language learners have that issues too. Not everyone has access to target language speakers. So I figured at the time that a video game would not only be able to situate but contextualize all different types of language learning conversations. And yeah, I always had that idea in the back of my mind, and eventually I just had to start working on it. And I did that, and I figured that I have all the skills to make it happen. And so far I've been able to. So
awesome. So how did your experience at Carmel bring you to where you are today? Was there something at Carmel, some lesson that you learned or some skills that you learned that you're applying right now?
Yeah, well, I would say I had my first real experience with programming at Carmel. I had 2 computer science courses. That was my junior and senior year. I don't think I got the best grades, but I actually really enjoyed the process of building and creating something from scratch. So that was kind of one of the moments where I realized that, I think there's something really here, with programming, and I want to do this. And also I was in your Spanish class.
That's right, Spanish 3.
Yeah, totally. And I always enjoyed all the different conversation opportunities that you created in your class, the different presentations where you'd speak to your classmate. So certainly that passion for language learning carried out of high school, and I just eventually combined these things and thought that I could create something that would help others.
Awesome. So we have a lot of gamers in the audience. Can you tell us a little bit about the gameplay?
Yeah, certainly. So there's 2 modes. So there's beginner and intermediate mode. So beginner mode, it provides beginners lots of target language conversation opportunities. And because it's beginner mode, it's they kind of, so I should probably kind of tell everyone what the game, it's kind of a top-down 2D game, and you go around this world and you kind of go up and talk to people. So in beginner mode, you can communicate by building a sentence one word at a time. So it's like a very scaffolded mechanic. And what I'm really excited about is intermediate mode, which is one of the first games that has AI-powered characters. You can actually speak to the characters or type to them in your target language, and they'll respond to you. And you can translate, check corrections for what you're saying. So it's actually, as far as I know, one of the first games that was released on Steam that has AI-powered characters.
Awesome, I didn't realize that, because I'm actually doing the Italian, intermediate Italian, you know, so looking forward to checking that out during Christmas break.
Definitely.
So I think we basically ran out of time, but I'd like to invite everybody today to the esports room after school, 2:15. Jason's going to give us a little presentation about the video game industry, and how he's reached this point. And then we have 10 computers in the esports room that are loaded up with Newcomer, and we're gonna try out the game. So one could hardly consider themselves a true gamer or a true language nerd if they don't show up to this meeting.
True.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you for having me.